This is a Ghost Dog mixtape original.
Welcome to Ghost Dog's Big Talk, and I'm your host, Ghost Dog.
It's your boy Ghost Dog back here again with another Tap In Tuesday. Got a couple things to go over today, but before we get into all that, please why don't you go ahead and hit that like and subscribe, share it with a friend. Word of mouth is everything when it comes to, expansion and growing and getting the word out, as they say. So please, just take a couple seconds out to hit that like and subscribe to the Aboriginal Sports Network. Refer it to a friend if you appreciate what we're doing. If you feel the vibe, just hit the like and subscribe. It's simple mathematics. Help us help you get better content. And if you haven't already, make sure you go subscribe to Ghost Dog's Big Talk, which is my main channel. And remember, that's Ghost with a 0. But a couple things to discuss over here with the Giants. News and what have you for the past week. A lot of, is Dart going to start right away? And all this other nonsense with the possibility of even cutting a Jameis Winston or even a Russell Wilson. Nonsense. But we're going to get into that. Also, Tight End University is back up again. Something that George Kittle, Travis Kelce, and Greg Olsen, all Hall of Famers in my book. They do this every year, and what that might mean for some of our guys, because apparently our guys are joining that as well. And Tyron Tracy training with Saquon? Oh man. We gonna get into it though. But before we do, please, again, I cannot stress it enough. Hit that like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Tell us how you feel. The feedback is always welcomed and appreciated. With that being said, let's get right into it, man. So, the Dart Start talk has begun, and we ain't even in training camp, official training camp, ladies and gentlemen. Official training camp hasn't even started, and we talking about whether or not Dart deserves to start. Man, oh man. I kind of saw this coming. I'd be lying to you if I felt like because of the fact that we moved up to draft him in the first round, we gave up. Some would argue some really, picks rather that held value in those mid rounds that could have been used for other key positions. Oh man, barring the fact too that he probably was one of the arguably top 5 quarterbacks coming out in this draft. Where we got him, what we gave up to get him, the circumstances of we haven't had anything new here for over a decade now in terms of the quarterback position. Outside of Danny Jones, of course, we had him for 6. Before that, Eli Manning. So, but we ain't even going to get into the Mike Glennon and all that noise. But, yeah, no, man, the Dart Start has officially started. That's definitely a tongue twister there. With even talks of possibly cutting Russell Wilson. Now, I came across this one clip here with Mark Herschleth. Hope I'm saying his name right. And he flat out says that the Giants should just get rid of Russell Wilson, cut him, and just pretty much start Dart right out the gate. And I'm just going to read what he said here. He said the Giants should cut Russell Wilson and start Jackson Dart. Herschleth said. Schlureth. I always botch his name, man. But he usually be having some dope takes. I like him. I'll take this from, he goes on to say, I'll take this from the perspective of what went down in Denver just a year ago. In Denver, they had Russell Wilson. They moved on from Russell Wilson. Russell, he has a propensity to take way too many sacks, not throw the ball in the middle of the field, all these different things. They draft a rookie quarterback, and everybody said, oh, the roster's not very good. The roster's the 31st ranked roster in all of football. There's some argument there for me, biases aside, but goes on to say, oh, it's a quarterback who, yeah, he may be smart, but he lacks a big-time arm talent and lacks the athleticism or can't feel all these different things. And the bottom line, there was a struggle for 3 or 4 games. And this was in reference to Bo Nix, I believe. Yeah. He wasn't great right out of the gate, but then he became the second highest touchdown quarterback as a rookie next to Justin Herbert. He threw 29 touchdowns last year, almost threw for 4,000 yards last year. Needless to say, Schlereth feels the Giants should take the Bo Nix route. He goes on to say, you start a rookie and you go with the growing pains and you understand that you're not going to the playoffs right now, he said. You do have a great defense. I agree. Arguably top 5. Might I even jump out the window and say top 3? But we're not there yet. Let's pump the brakes just a tad bit. But on paper, it's looking serious. It's looking real serious. Okay, you do have a great defense, which is one of the best things you can give a young rookie quarterback is a great defense. I agree. A good run game as well. We're going to get into that. And it finishes off, he said, I think it's just time to rip off the Band-Aid and say, Jackson Dart, you're our guy. Excuse me. Now, I understand the sentiment to a point. It's just the problem is Sean Payton went into the Denver Broncos knowing what he wanted to do right off the rip. He wasn't really trying to get down with the whole Russell Wilson van, if you will, or wagon, if you will. He wanted to go in there, get his guy, and start working right away. The problem is here is that Sean Payton had the luxury, or rather, how am I going to word this? How can I explain this? He had the luxury of getting his guy right away, and he has time to be able to sit on, not necessarily sit on, he has the time to be able to go through those growing pains, rather. I don't think Dabo does. Dabo took what was inherited from him, didn't have the cachet that a Sean Payton did in order to clean house like the way Sean Payton did in terms of the quarterback position. Possible like with coaching staff as well, right? Had to inherit Daniel Jones, had to go through that, now has his opportunity to draft his guy, right? Which, there's argument there for as to whether he even deserved that or not. In my book, not really. But, I say all that to say, like, it's two different situations. Dabo has his guy now. The issue is that he has to win games now. So he has to put an offense out there that's competitive. I don't think you sign a Russell Wilson or a Jameis Winston, for that matter, if you wasn't expecting to, at the very least, have them start in front of Jackson Dart. I just think that rushing this kid and putting him out there to have to worry about dodging all the salvos and dealing with the heat right off the gate like that, it's just a recipe for disaster. It's just, yet again, catering to what is the NFL, and it's just a machine that chews up and spits out players, specifically quarterbacks and running backs. For some reason, I guess it just has to do with the fact that they're the first players to really touch the ball during any given play. But it's just, it just goes into like the idea or the culture and the conditioning of, just, start them right away. Let's see what happens. And I'm not with that. I'm a Giants fan, and I am all with having this young man just sit down, taking it step by step, learning all the ins and outs before he is ready to step out on that field. I'm just tired of seeing shell-shocked quarterbacks. You know, and you don't even got to be a Giants fan to experience that. You could just see across the league. How many quarterbacks have we seen gone drafted and just are no names now because of one reason or the next? Terrible O-lines, no receivers to throw to, you know, just time and time again, man. You know what I mean? And I don't want this for Jackson Dart. And this is coming from originally, I was a Shedeur Sanders guy. You know what I mean? But he's not a Giant. He's in Cleveland, and Jackson Dart is here. So I want nothing but the best for Jackson Dart. And if that means he has to sit for a year, great. We have Russell Wilson. We have Jameis Winston. Brian Daboll, your ass is on the line. You can win at least 8 games with Russell Wilson under center. Should be no issue for you, especially with this defense and the firepower that we have on this offense. Whether it be our receivers or our running backs. Because there's talent on this offense, man. There is talent here. 31st ranked team is bogus to me. We're not that bad, man. We just are not. It's just a matter of having a few key pieces, quarterback among them, and the captain and the leadership to be able to direct it, you know, the conductor. So, you know, the hope train chuggeth long, as I like to say, you feel me? But that being the case, man, yeah, Jackson Dart does not have to start, and I got a feeling we're going to see Dangerous out there. Call me crazy. But talking about offenses and about pieces, so as I said earlier in the video, George Kittle, Travis Kelce, and Greg Olsen, they do this tight ends university thing or event for some tight ends from across the league, who I guess they choose, or it's maybe more of a thing of who shows up. You know, you just go and you train with these guys and you learn the ins and outs, you know. I believe some of our guys are going, and if some of our guys are going, I would definitely like to see Theo Johnson learn under a Travis Kelce or George Kittle. You know, our new guy, Thomas Fadone II, that'd be great. And, you know, pay attention for that kid. I think, I don't know, man, there's something about him, man. He reminds me, call me crazy, but he reminds me of a George Kittle to a degree. You know what I mean? It's just weird, man. The way he catches the ball and the way he moves downfield after possession, it's Kittle-esque. And I'm not saying he is, and I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, you wildin', whatever." No, I'm just saying there's some flashes there that's recognizable, and it reminds me of George Kittle. But we'll see, man. You know, late round pick, tight end, coupled with a Theo Johnson, man, they could be a dangerous duo out there, I think. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we got these receivers out there that, you know, they have to be accounted for. You know, when you got a big body like a tight end like a Theo Johnson or a Fadone or a Belly, where's Belly? Just things haven't been the same after he got that eye injury, man, and it sucks. You hate to see it. But having these tight ends go over there and learn from these great future Hall of Famers in my book, it can only be a plus for this team, for this offense. Yeah, man, I see talent in the tight end position, especially with Theo Johnson. The Fadone kid, you know, came out of nowhere in the late rounds. And then, you know, Belly, man, there were flashes there in the beginning when he first started and first got drafted. So, I don't know, man. Hopefully, Brian Daboll can get this offense clicking and get these tight ends more involved, especially if they're doing things like this to get themselves better. So, yeah, man, continuing on with the offense. Segueing into the final part of this video, the running backs. Tyron Tracy has reportedly been training with Saquon Barkley, former New York Football Giant Saquon Barkley. Well, this is nothing new. He actually did this last year in his rookie year. And I like it. I like it for a lot of reasons. Number one, nobody could deny the talent, the ability that Saquon has. We knew what it was here, despite our problems here with him. Yeah, man, I like to see it. It just tells me that he misses us, man. You know, how can I say this without sounding too absolutist? I just got a firm feeling that if he could write the script, he would have rather won the ring with the Giants than the Eagles. And I think this is kind of like his way of giving back. Like, hey, man, like, I'm going to make sure that y'all going to be able to get y'all soon. At least I'm going to help y'all in any way I can, given their circumstances. Just reaffirms that feeling, man. He loved it here. This was his second family, I feel like. So him training with a Tyron Tracy, I feel like it's help. You know, like I said, it's him giving back to the organization, and it's also helping out the family, man. Because I think, you know, a part of him also sees like a bit, like sees the talent in Tyron, what he has, what Tyron Tracy has. I think he sees it. I think he wants to help develop it, nurture it, and unlock it. Because I think he wants to see the Giants be something great again too. So, yeah, man, I like it. Anybody who has a problem with it is a goofy to me. I understand from the rivalry perspective, like with the fans and maybe some of the players, but off season, let Tyrone just get better, man. And Saquon wants to help with that, man. Dope. I think it's dope. You know, because, you know, I put all the indifferences with that whole situation in the past. It is what it is. As Giants fans, we need to move forward. And I just feel like Tyrone working out with Saquon in the offseason is just, again, positives. Just can only be additions to what we have in him as a player. And, you know, big ups to Saquon, man. You know, definitely had, you know, it was a whirlwind situation, that whole saga of Saquon at the Giants. But I think it's dope that he's giving back in any way that he can. And, you know, talking about this run game over here with Tyrone Tracy, we drafted Cam Scatterbo. Man, look, the potential that this running game has right now, and it just, all of this stuff hinges on the offensive line. Make no mistake. But I feel like as if this offensive line could be at least run of the mill, like regular, you know what I'm saying? Watch out. Because I think in the air we're going to be a problem, especially if we get these tight ends involved. And I think if this O-line is clicking on all cylinders, a Tyron Tracy Jr. with a Cam Scatterbo in this backfield is gonna be crazy. Bonkers. You hear me? They're gonna be like Bebop and Rocksteady out the Ninja Turtles. Straight goons. Thunder and lightning, whatever you want to call it. They Bebop and Rocksteady to me. Straight goonish. I want them to be beating people up out there at the line of scrimmage. Word up. You know Cam is going to get crazy. Talking about running into light poles when he had his helmet on as a kid. Man, oh man. It's going to be crazy. The potential. But I've rambled long enough. This is your Tap In Tuesday by yours truly, Ghost Dog. You already know, if you haven't done so already, hit that like and subscribe. There are plenty things to look forward to for this season. Stay tuned to the Aboriginal Sports Network. Please understand that the closer we get to this football season, the more and more content will be doling out. So just stay tuned and tapped in and be ready for non-stop content, entertainment. It's going to be a good one this year, man. I got a feeling. Who knows? Who knows? On paper, we looking good. Looking good. But I said before, I keep saying again, man, hit that like and subscribe. Subscribe to the main channel, Ghost Dogs Big Talk, Aboriginal Sports Network. You know what it is. Shouts out to the crew, Big Pat, NYG, Leaf Diggy, Man Cave, TP Way. You know what it is. Ghost out.
Let me tell y'all something. Why don't you go ahead and hit that button? If y'all feel the vibe, just click subscribe. And if you appreciate the way I spit on the mic, then please smash that like.